Hello guys, welcome back to Proxy Gan. Today we are going to discuss about the Taliban, the most hottest topic which is trending now from the past 1 month. Today our topic will be what happens now when US troops has left Afghanistan. So because have you seen the yesterday videos, many news channels have covered that finally the last batch of US troop has airlifted from the Kabul airport. Now the Taliban people are celebrating by firing the bullets on the air. So now the conditions are very different, situations are changed now. So the upcoming future we cannot predict what happened about the Afghanistan. So let's start. I will mention some few points here, which will help you for examination point of view, as well as you can also use it in interviews, and it will create an analytical thinking in your mind. So before we proceed, I would like to say, if you have any examination counseling, kindly visit our website www.proxygan.com, where you can find our expert educator Miss Veronica, which will help you to gain your strategies to achieve your goal and everything, right? So let's proxy with your books through online study. Let's start. For the first time since 2001, there are no American troops in Afghanistan. Okay, because since this Twin Towers incident has happened, after that, the American has deployed troops from has increased actually from 2010 to 2012. Have you seen the 2 years data? More than 1 lakh, 2 lakh troops have been deployed in the Kabul. But now, since 2001, but 2021, after the 20 years, first time the US troops has withdrawal from the Afghanistan, and they have successfully completed the evacuation of the most of its citizens and thousands of Afghans also. So we got a reports that more than 1 lakh 14,000 people have been airlifted from Kabul airport in the past 2 weeks as a part of US effort. But some family were there, they wanted to remain in the Afghanistan. I will tell you what is the reason. Okay, so what happens now to America at risk of Afghans left behind? This is the most important question the society, the country, the world is looking. Okay, what happens to Americans now? The United Nation has evacuated more than 5,500 citizens. Okay, this evacuation process actually started from the August 14, and the deadline the Taliban has given to them it till August 31st. Okay, and small number of American citizens have chosen to continue to stay in the Afghanistan because they want to be with their family members. Okay, but they don't know what is the future is going to happen, and how the rules and regulations, governance, administrations, how it will go to handle by this Taliban. Okay, if we talk about the Joe Biden, the Biden administration has said it expects the Taliban to continue allowing safe passage for Americans and other to leave Afghanistan after US military withdrawal is completed. Okay, so they are now hope, they have a hope, they are expecting a good thing from the Taliban, that when the withdrawal is completed, whoever the citizens will be available in Afghanistan presently, or any Afghan civilians, they are expecting that safe passage for them. Okay, and but there are concerns about how these citizens will able to travel if there is no functioning of airport. So yesterday I am seeing one video that many of the Taliban leaders is walking through the runway, firing the guns, okay, firing the bullets in the air, and they are celebrating because they have control, they have captured the entire country. Now, so without the functioning of airport, how the people will live? This is the one of the biggest question which coming out in our mind. So tens of thousands at risk Afghans, such as interpreters, okay, next who work with the US military, journalists, women rights advocates, they are left behind. They still are in Afghanistan. They have to be evacuated. But let's see what happened, because still now it is unclear what their fate will be. But officials are concerned that the Taliban may retaliate against them. So recently, have you seen that bombing has happened, a suicide bomber in Kabul airport, with due to which 13 US troops and many of the Afghan civilians has died. So again, the US has retaliated them by bombing all the IS tents, everything with the bombs. Right? The Taliban have pledged to allow all the foreign nationals and Afghan citizens with travel authorization from the country. And according to this is statement issued by the Britain and United States, okay, and other countries on Sunday. And if we talk about what happens to the Kabul airport, so till now, from the past 2 weeks, if you consider from August 15, The US military have been securing and operating this Kabul Hamid Karzai International Airport with nearly 6,000 troops. Remember, with the help of 6,000 troops, they are securing and operating the Kabul Hamid Karzai International Airport with the help of this troop. But now, all US withdrawal has happened, and now the Taliban are in talks with the governments like Qatar, Turkey to seek the assistance to continue the civilian flight operations. One of the, the defense minister, I think the foreign minister of Turkish, whose name is Mevlut, is also clearly said that we have to repair the airport again before we opening the civilian flights, because the runways, everything should be checked, right? It is not like that कि राते रात आपने open कर दिया. It's not like that, right? They should be properly checked and properly diagnosed. After that, they are going to open the civilian flights. This is the issue which discussed in the media. But the main question here is, what does the future US and Taliban relation look like? The United Nations has said it does not plan to leave diplomats behind in Afghanistan and will decide on what to do in the future based on the Taliban's action, because all the diplomats of United States have been evacuated initially when on the August 14th the evacuation process has been started, and they don't want to leave the diplomats in the Afghanistan. But later, when the relationship get healthy, they will again open their embassies and they will again deploy their diplomats. Next, here the most important question here is, the Biden administration will have to determine how it is able to ensure a humanitarian and economic crisis. This is the most important question here, because it is not easy to run a country. It will require money, it will require infrastructure support, it will require economical support, it will require funding, it will require aid, everything. But now the most important question is how the humanitarian and economic crisis will be resolved. This is the main important question. Here, the Biden administration is looking into it, and till now, they didn't get any updates how they are going to rule the country. They didn't issue any guidelines. Now, the United Nations say the more than 18 million people, or half of Afghanistan population, require aid. Okay, remember, more than half of the Afghanistan population require aid now. Okay, and half of Afghan children are under 5, already suffer from the acute malnutrition. So how they are going to do this, Taliban, how they are going to develop the policies to tackle with these problems and to do welfare for these people. Okay, and next, what kind of threat is posed by the Islamic State? Now this is one of the biggest question now, because recently the attack, the suicide bomber attack which happened in the Kabul airport, what is the guarantee that it does not happen again, right? So what the kind of threat is posed by the Islamic State? The one area of the cooperation between the United States and Taliban could be the threat posed by the Islamic State militants, because recently the ISIS, the K, that is Khorasan, named after a historic term for the region, which first appeared in eastern Afghanistan. If you go back to the little bit history of them, they just appeared in the eastern Afghanistan in late 2014 and quickly established a reputation for extreme brutality. And this brutality has been continued till now. This is the example which we have seen recently. The group claimed the responsibility of August 26 suicide bombing outside the airport that killed 13 US troops. Remember, 13 US troops. Okay, and apart from that, there are many Afghans also killed. But now United States has got angry. He has carried out at least 2 drone strike against the group. Since then, Biden has administration said, if again in future something has happened, they will retaliate. They will continue to retaliate for the attack. Boom. Right? So last but not least, now ISIS-K Khorasan is a sworn enemy of the Taliban, but US intelligence officials believe the movement is used as instability that lead to collapse of Afghanistan. Okay, but whatever the movement which carried out is also backed by the government, and they have to first stop this recruitment of the Taliban members. Okay, they have to come up with the new innovation policies. Until then, the situations which are in Afghanistan cannot be resolved. So this is about today's lecture. Hope you like it, guys. I will meet you with another interesting lecture. Till then, like, share, subscribe to our channel, so that we will also get motivated and we will also bring such interesting topic in such an interesting way, so that you can learn and you can have fun with the study.